is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome to another episode of Step 1. I am Freddie Wilson. As a reminder, you can find every episode of Step 1 on Spotify and YouTube. And if you want to see more Step 1, give me a follow on Instagram at Step 1 with Freddie Wilson and Twitter at Step 1 Podcast. We got a great show for you today. My good friend Joseph Murciano is a return to the show. We also got a wild weekend of college football to recap, and we got NFL games to preview. All right, let's ride. We had an awesome week 1 of games, and it all started Thursday night with our first ranked team going down. I know if everything that happened over the weekend, it's hard to forget, but Boise State was supposed to be good. They got demolished by South Florida. Boise State couldn't get the offense rolling at all. They clearly missed Ashton Genty, and I would be concerned if I'm a Boise State fan. On Friday night, we had a fun one with Georgia Tech and Colorado. Yes, we still talk about Colorado on the show. That was some of the worst 1-minute offense I've ever seen. Didn't use your timeouts. You took way too much of the clock. You didn't really get the ball moving. You ended up throwing a Hail Mary. And Georgia Tech was able to get a big win. So last year, Georgia Tech decided to make rings for winning 7 games. So I'm curious to see what happens if they win more than 7 games this year. And again, I think they're pretty good. I think they're a legitimate contender in ACC. They're a dark horse contender. So let's keep an eye on Georgia Tech throughout the season. Moving into Saturday, the number 1 team in the nation goes down as Texas falls to Ohio State. Now, people are giving Arch Manning a hard time, but it was his first real start against a very good team. I'm not surprised he struggled. However, I didn't think it'd be this bad. He missed some very easy throws. Ohio State looked really good. It seems like no one's going to stop him, except for Michigan, of course. That being said, I think if you're a Texas fan, I wouldn't worry too much. You played a good team. You have a couple games to get right before you start playing some real teams. And I still think Arch Manning's a very good quarterback. He just may not be as good as you thought he was going to be. In the afternoon, we had another major upset, a potential dynasty falling upset. Alabama falling to Florida State. Florida State quarterback Tommy Castellanos spent the entire offseason shit-talking Alabama. And you know what? He backed it up. Alabama was outplayed on every level in that game, and there was a good reason for Alabama fans to start panicking. If you can't beat Florida State, what happens when your schedule gets a lot harder? Because it's going to get a lot harder. And I did listen to the Paul Finebaum show, and Alabama fans were not happy, and they are done with Kalen DeBoer. Also, the Ducks got a big win against Montana State. Watch out for Oregon this season. They are firing on all cylinders, and they got depth at every position. The only negative play on offense was the knee down at the end of the game. The defense was solid as well, and I think they're going to be a force to reckon with. Moving into Saturday night in Death Valley. Not the real Death Valley, of course. We're talking about the fake Howard's Rock Death Valley that is Clemson. LSU finally got a big week 1 win, and this was a big one. This was a must-win game for LSU to show the country they're in fact a national championship contender, and they looked really good against Clemson. I still think Clemson's a decent team. I still think they're going to lose to Boston College because I said that on the show, but this was a bad way to start the season if you're Clemson. Sticking with the ACC, let's talk about Miami. Pains me to say it, because I love to talk about how Miami's a fraud. But Miami might be good. Carson Beck played really well, and the Miami defense showed up against Notre Dame. The ACC might actually be a way better conference than everyone realized. However, one ACC team that will not be good is North Carolina. That was an embarrassing loss for Bill Belichick. I know the expectations were not that high, but this was bad. With the exception of the first drive looked pretty good. I thought they were going to be good. And then TCU went on a run and scored about 40 points. People were leaving in the third quarter. It looked like UNC had no idea what they were doing out there. They couldn't complete a pass to save their life. Now, it's one game for Bill Belichick, and maybe he'll turn things around, but this was a bad start of this chapter and what's been an incredible coaching career. And now let's get to my interview with Joseph Murciano. All right, today we welcome on reoccurring guest, Joseph Murciano, who's on his evening walk back to his apartment, but he's
True.
he's here on the show, here to talk some ball. Welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Freddie. It's good to be back on the show.
All right, well, let's start with the big one. Let's start with a little Michigan football. You got a big game coming up this weekend.
Yes, a
Are
lot of
you are
thoughts
you
around it.
are you nervous?
No,
Okay, I like the confidence.
but I'll tell you why. It's not because I'm confident we're going to win. So the thing about Michigan ball this year, it's kind of like it's not a trial year because we have a really good team, but it's too much to ask for a freshman quarterback to deliver a national championship. So I'm really just looking for the team to play well. The
All right.
W's and L's this season isn't as important to me.
I like that. I like that mindset. But Bryce Underwood is like your biggest recruit, like arguably ever.
He is. Actually.
Hold on, you're fading in and out.
He's 18 years old.
He's 18 years old. Hold on.
Yeah, he's 18 years old. It's like can you hear,
We're having some technical difficulties here. There you go. Nope, lost you.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. All right, can you hear me?
I could go camera off for a little bit. Yeah,
All
can you
right.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All
Okay,
right.
I'll say camera off for like the next 5 minutes or so, or 2 minutes till I get home, and I'll have good internet there.
All
Sorry
right,
about
right
that.
on. All right, so I like the confidence. Do you think you're going to beat Ohio State this year, though?
Well, we beat them last year with a way worse team.
You did, and you beat them at home. It's at Michigan this year, so I think the cards are in your favor.
I would agree with that. I think they're also mentally just a weak team. They're weak sauce. They're scared of Michigan. Um, we're just in Ryan Day's head. That's just there's nothing more to it. We're just mentally tougher than Ohio State.
All right, but they did beat Texas, and let's talk a little bit about Arch Manning. Probably the most hyped player ever. Did not deliver the game we anticipated.
I agree. And I not to not to, toot my own horn here, Freddie, but I knew that was going to happen.
I
If
didn't
you're a pro,
expect him to play well, but I didn't expect it to be that bad.
if you can't if, the hype is just kind of because of the name. Like, he was benched last year as a sophomore behind Quinn Ewers, who
Quinn
was a
Ewers was
seventh
a heck.
round quarterback.
I know, but Quinn Ewers was a solid player.
No, I'm not saying that Quinn Ewers is a bad college football player. What I'm saying is he wasn't all that, and Arch Manning wasn't even close to beating him out for the spot. It was like if you're truly all that, the projected first overall hypest player ever to come out of college, you're just you're gonna find a way to get on the field like Tom Brady did.
Yeah.
And Arch
Tom
Manning
Brady
just
got
didn't
on the
do that.
field because of an injury.
Well, we don't need to get into the technicalities of it.
You know that guy who hit Drew Bledsoe, like, is mad people blame him for Brady?
Yes.
He's like upset that people blame him for arguably the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's not all his fault. Tom Brady was probably eventually gonna happen, but it
Yeah, there's
happened a
no way to
lot.
keep someone like that off the field. I just
Yeah,
I
like,
just don't think you can do it.
but I just love how people blame him for the Jets fans probably blame him for all their misery.
Small people will be small, Freddie.
Small people will be small. Speaking about teams that are small, Alabama.
Oh,
So
I
I've one Bama friend who texted me yesterday saying that they are done rooting for Alabama for the season.
that's
That is where
so early to give up. That just
that's
goes
where
to show
they're
you how spoiled their fan base
that's
is.
where they're at. They are done with Kalen DeBoer. They think Kalen DeBoer doesn't know anything about the SEC. They think he should go back to where he came from. Like they are ruthless.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you how spoiled they are.
They've been spoiled for the last like 20 something years.
Yes, that's
And
absolutely true. And it
Tommy
shows.
Castellanos was right. Nick Saban wasn't there to save him. The guy talked shit, and you know what? He backed it up.
He did back it up.
Where
He
was
did
that
back.
Tommy Castellanos at Boston College, by the way?
I don't know. I honestly, this is the first time I've heard the name Tommy
Was
Castellanos, but he showed
I'm
out.
assuming you do not watch too much Boston College football.
I absolutely do not. It's not even televised for me.
So I watched a decent amount of Boston College football last season, and I saw Tommy Castellanos. In his words, he lit up the ACC for 2 years. He did not do that. He claims he was.
Yeah,
He said for Alabama was going to be no problem because he lit up the ACC. Hate to break it to him, he did not do that.
no, he absolutely did not
But
do that,
now,
and also didn't even come close to doing that.
but now here he is at Florida State lighting up Alabama. And again, Bama played terribly. But is Florida State good? That's the question. On you there? We have Wi-Fi connectivity issues. Part of the technical difficulties.
Freddie, do you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? You're on mute. As a reminder, you can find new episodes of Step One every Thursday. If you want to see more Step One, give us a follow on Instagram at Step One with Freddie Wilson. I'm just shamelessly plugging the show real quick.
Oh, sorry about that.
Shamelessly plugging the show while we have technical difficulties. Occasional college football streams do happen.
That was technical difficulty. Sorry
All right.
about that. I'm in my apartment now. No more technical
Okay.
difficulties.
So is Florida State good? That's the big question.
Florida State is good. They were good last or 2 years ago, and that just last year was just a question of having a terrible quarterback. DJ Ugalele sucks.
DJU
Every
was not good.
He was not good. Everyone thought he was all that. He wasn't all that. I don't know why Florida State recruited him, but it's like the DJ era, college football era is done, and Florida State is good. Florida State also took a lot of advantage of NIL. They've got a pretty wealthy fan base, and people in the South care a lot about football. They're willing to pay players to come, and it shows
Yeah, I think Florida State. I think the ACC is a lot better. It's top heavy, but it's better than we thought it would be.
for sure.
Like Miami's good. Miami had a great game.
Miami had a good game. I'm not entirely convinced that
Oh,
they're
I'm sold.
you
I
are.
I mean I know Cristobal is gonna fuck up a game or two just because it's Cristobal, but I'm sold. Like they're gonna lose a couple games because Cristobal is gonna like do something stupid.
Yeah, he always does. He's not a really good coach.
I lived with him at Oregon for 4 years. I know exactly what the Cristobal experience is.
Fair enough.
You get a big win, and then you get hyped up, and then he inevitably like does some sort of questionable play calling, runs the ball when you don't need to run the ball.
It's true. It's true, but that's not entirely why I'm not convinced on Miami because Miami is essentially a carbon copy of the team they were last year, and I never really thought they were good.
I knew they
Cam
weren't good
Ward,
last year. I knew the defense was bad.
it's kind of the same situation this year, is it not?
I think the defense is slightly better. I mean, Notre Dame is a good team.
Okay, well, remember last year Notre Dame lost the first game of the season to
It was a set.
what was that no name school?
They lost in Northern Illinois.
Exactly. So they're capable of doing stunts like this, which is why I'm not entirely convinced that Miami's all that yet.
Yeah, if Notre Dame beats A&M, they're going to the playoff 100%.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Because the rest of their schedule is a breeze. They got like Boise State left. Boise State might be a joke.
Who's Ashton Genty's backup?
Uh, it was some scrub, and he did not play well, and they
Oh
got
no.
manhandled by South Florida.
Oh no.
Yeah, rough times in Boise.
South Florida is bad.
South Florida looked good against Boise State.
Well, that's yeah.
I don't think South Florida's going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Are there any group of five teams you're like really high on?
Um,
Besides, well, it's not Boise State anymore. So if it's not Boise State, who's it going to be?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't watch that conference at all.
Never do I.
Understandably. I don't know. I have a feeling that the California schools are going to come back.
You think
Like
Cal and
you see,
Stanford,
no, I think UCLA, the Big Ten team, sorry, UCLA and
UCLA did
USC,
not look good.
they didn't look good, but UCLA and USC are Big Ten. They've got big money. They could bring in big time players. I don't
USC can
understand
bring
what's
in big.
stopping them.
USC can bring in big time players. UCLA not as much.
How hard could it be to pay someone to go to like, have you ever visited UCLA?
I've been to LA. I've never been to Brentwood.
It is beautiful. If you
That's what I've
step
been
on that
told.
campus, I can't imagine it be difficult at all to convince somebody to go there, especially if you're paying them. You're playing the like UCLA, the Bruins, everybody forgets, are like they're an all-time program. They're one of the
In
coolest schools in the
basketball,
country. Well, yes, in basketball, they've had, yeah, that's actually fair. But still, they're a historic program. They could get there. All they
and they
need is
played the
just,
Rose Bowl.
but it really in college football, it's more so about the coach. You got to get a good coach, and
And their coach is not that good. I don't even know his name.
I don't either. You just got to get
All I
that guy
know
over
is
there, and
when
he'll do the
he
rest.
his introductory press conference at like Big Ten Media Day, he basically just explained fun facts about UCLA. Didn't talk about the team, just said we're he's like, we're new to the conference. We're located in Southern California.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I don't know,
UCL
man.
USC on the other hand could be good. Not this year, I don't think.
No, I agree with that. Not this year,
But
dude.
every time,
What about your Ducks?
what about my Ducks? Go Ducks, baby. I am very high on the Ducks.
Even after the year after Dylan Gabriel leaves, you
Dante
think
Moore,
that
baby. I'm on the Dante Moore train.
are you not a little bit nervous about the rest of the Big Ten? You got
I'm
to get through a
nervous.
lot to get to the
I'm nervous
playoffs.
about the Penn State game. That's about it.
Oh my gosh. Penn
Well,
State
okay.
is the same story every
It's
single
the
year.
Penn State whiteout, though.
The, Freddie, we talked about this last year. Have you looked up their record in the Penn State
Yes,
whiteout?
we talked about this so many times on the show. I know their record during the whiteout is not that good.
They're bad. It's not, it's like, it's not that it's not that good. They're like 500, which is
Yeah.
horrible because you're supposed to go undefeated to get to the playoffs.
So again, I'm a little nervous about the Penn State game. The other game, there are two other games I'm a little worried about. I'm worried about Indiana, but it's at home, so we don't lose at home.
Hmm.
And I don't think Indiana's as good as last year.
Maybe.
But the other road game I'm very nervous about is I'm nervous about going to Iowa because
Oh my gosh. Get
well,
out of here with that.
Iowa finds ways to win games every year, and they always find ways to spoil people's parties.
No, that's Purdue.
No, Purdue's trash. No, I'm not worried about Purdue. I'm worried about Iowa.
You know Purdue's record against top four ranked teams, right?
It's pretty. I know they beat Ohio State a couple years back.
They did the same to, I think it was Penn State. Maybe I'm forgetting, but
I
they're
thought that
kind
was I thought that was
they're
Iowa who
tough.
beat Penn State.
You might be right, but
Again,
no, but Purdue sometimes pulls out some of these games where they beat a top ranked team in the country. So I would be more worried about Purdue than I am about Iowa.
we don't play Purdue, so we're chilling.
It's true.
But we play Iowa at Iowa. A little nervous about that one. Otherwise, I'm not crazy concerned about the schedule. We don't play Ohio State. We don't play Michigan.
Until the Big Ten
Yeah, the
championship.
Big Ten championship. if our only loss is to Penn State, we go 10-2, or we go 11-2. We still make the playoff.
I hate that.
I'd love the 12-team playoff. It's so much more fun.
Freddie, last year, like the first round was a joke.
The first round was hard to watch.
None of the games are even close.
I think the second round should also be at home stadiums.
I
I
think it
think
should. I think
if
it
you're a
should go
top four,
back to four.
if you're a top four team, you should be able to host a home game.
Fair enough, but I still think it should be only four. It was so much more. It
Yeah,
was
but
much more fun.
it makes more meaningful games.
No, I think the other way around. I think it makes games less meaningful.
But they're
You can now afford to lose games,
which I
whereas
like
before,
though, because if like you can lose a game or two and still get in and still have a chance. Like Ohio State wouldn't have made a playoff in a 14 playoff,
yeah, they shouldn't have made the playoffs.
but they made the playoffs and they
I
won a
know. I
national
hate that.
championship.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
But you
They
beat the national championships.
We did beat the national championship, the national champions. That's the first time, well, obviously, ever in history where maybe not in history, but I think it's the first time that I can remember that a team doesn't even make their conference championship and then win the national championship.
Yeah, again, there's things like that are going to happen, but I'm pro 12 team playoff. I think it's a lot of fun. I think we're gonna get better games eventually. Like last year was a bad example because the first round sucked, and then the second round there was some blood. There were some good games in the second round.
There was some good games second round, but I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth, especially because the first time there's a 12-team championship. Ohio State wins
Oregon
after
should,
losing to Michigan. That would have been
and they
perfect.
lost to Oregon
Michigan would have
too.
knocked out Ohio State the year that they were supposed to win it all. They would have knocked them out of the playoffs.
They crush they crush Ohio State's dreams, and then Ohio State still gets the last laugh. But I'm excited. I'm excited for playoffs. I do think the second round should be at home. I think it would have been way more fun if it were Oregon Ohio State at Oregon than the Rose Bowl. As much as I love the Rose Bowl.
I also love the Rose Bowl.
Have you ever been?
I did not. I should have gone when Michigan was on the Rose Bowl.
Our good friend Adolph Herstick went.
Well, yeah, he was living in LA. He still is living in
Still
LA.
lives in LA. But he you know of a story where he snuck into like really good seats, right?
No, I actually did not hear about that.
So
That
he
doesn't
like
surprise me at
he
all.
didn't feel like walking up all these stairs. So we saw four seats in like the fifth row. And they were like, you know what, we'll take them. And if the people whose seats these belong to come by, we'll go to our seats. The people in those seats never came by.
Oh my gosh.
So he sat like fifth row the entire game.
That's such a classic Nadav thing to do.
Yeah, so he got way better seats at the Rose Bowl. But
Yeah.
I've been to the same. I've never been inside it. I have been to like seen the Rose Bowl physically. Every time in LA, I like to make a visit, say a prayer for the Rose Bowl that the Ducks will win it. Back when the Pac-12 went to the Rose Bowl every year,
Yeah.
I always like felt like you know what, this is the year we win the Rose Bowl.
Do you think that college football is better now or before the the conference mergers?
I think it's different now. I think we get more fun matchups, but I do miss the Pac-12.
I do too. Well,
But like, but like, there's opportunities being on the East Coast to go see the Ducks at East Coast schools. Like here I am going to Rutgers to watch the Ducks play. Like that's pretty cool.
that is cool.
The birthplace of college football, Rutgers
Really?
University. Yeah,
Rutgers?
Rutgers is the birthplace of college football.
I did not know that.
I'm curious to learn how college football came to be at Rutgers, but it's a thing.
It's not that surprising. New York is the birthplace of a lot of sports.
You
Wasn't it the
know,
birthplace of boxing too?
maybe yeah. I once read an article where Rutgers expanded went into Big Ten because the Big Ten wanted to get into the New York market. The guy who wrote the article wrote, "I live in New York City. I've never once talked about Rutgers football with anyone who lives here. Like
Yeah,
Rutgers football is like I know they have fans, but it is not popular in New York City. You live in New York City. Do people talk about Rutgers football?
no one talks about Rutgers. Well, no one from New York City attends Rutgers University, which is probably the biggest problem.
It's just all kids from New Jersey.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
no one's talking about Rutgers football in the New York City market.
I don't think they're talking about Rutgers football in any market, to be honest with you.
I can't say we talk about Rutgers football at all on this show. We'll talk about it when they play Oregon, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I did watch them play Ohio the other night. Got a big win against Ohio.
You saw that?
I watch every game. Like I watch all the games.
Good for you. You're a
I'm
true
I'm
sports fan.
I'm committed. I stay up till like 1 in the morning watching football on Saturdays. Okay, I did watch part of the Cal Oregon State game too. Yeah, let's get back to the California
Oh my
schools.
gosh.
Cal
That's
might be
just
good.
sad.
Cal might be good.
No,
Freshman
they're not.
quarterback, true freshman quarterback. Can't pronounce his name.
I can't either. But I know that they're not going to be good.
I think
I lived in San Francisco for 2 years, if you recall.
I do know.
Nobody in that area likes football.
Yeah, they're all Stanford fans.
Well, yes, they're all Stanford fans, and they also people there just don't like sports.
Yeah,
It's a
it's not.
strange thing.
Well, they like basketball. They like the Warriors.
No, sorry, college sports. You're right about that. They do
Yeah,
like the
no.
Niners and the Warriors.
It's. What do you think? What do you think the best sports city on the West Coast is? Is it LA?
No, no. Well, in terms of what? In terms of fan base,
Yeah.
LA is the worst.
You
San
hate it.
Francisco is better than LA, and it's not even good. Um, I don't know. On the West Coast, there's like no teams out there besides California.
I mean, we got teams in Seattle. Let's not forget about those Portland Trailblazers fans.
Yeah, but that's not. They're not the.
It's great. It's a great
Maybe
sports city.
Phoenix.
Phoenix got some good fans.
It's the
Never.
only one that comes to mind.
All right.
Denver, is that considered West Coast or
No,
Mountain
Denver's Mountain
West?
West.
Yeah, I guess it must be
No
Phoenix.
one's from Denver.
Well, except the people from Denver.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the thing is like you go to Denver, it's a bunch of transplants.
Yeah.
They have.
Well,
It's like New York. It's like New York has like sports bars for other team sports. Yeah,
yeah.
same thing in Denver. And I also just found an Oregon Ducks bar in Boston, by the way.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
gotta be, it's probably the only one, right?
it's the only one. It's brand new. They just partnered with like Ducks Boston.
When I go to Oregon or to Boston, we'll have to go.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime in Boston.
Appreciate it.
Go Ducks. Except for our
Nah,
team.
I can't get
You
on
can't
that
get behind the
wave. I can't get
Ducks.
behind the Go Ducks, but I can get behind going to Boston.
Nah, but let's talk about the other big game on Saturday night, Clemson LSU. The real Death Valley, I think, is LSU. By the way,
I mean, how many times are we gonna see the same exact Cade Klubnik story? All this hype in the offseason, you get to the game and he doesn't perform. How many? And he's a senior, so I guess this is literally the last time. But I can't watch him anymore.
it's
He's just unwatchable.
yeah, Clemson is not good against the SEC.
No, well, they're just not good in general.
I mean, they're good for the ACC. Although I have said on the show that Boston College is beating Clemson, and I'm standing by that take.
I don't hate that take at all. I don't
Thank
know a
you.
single person on Boston College, but I'm very out on Clemson.
I still think Boston College could beat Clemson. I really do. I know that's not a popular take.
The only person I think I know that went to Boston College is Matt Ryan.
Luke Kuechly went there too.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Oh, and AJ Dillon, right? Or is that
AJ
BU?
Dillon.
He went to BC, right?
Yeah, he went to BC.
Yeah. I don't know
So
a thing about him.
Boston College is not, no one talks about Boston College in these parts.
They're a hockey school.
They're a hockey school, and they're also, yeah, they're good at hockey. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I still think crazy things could happen in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. If it's a night game against Clemson, crazy things can happen.
That is true. And it helps that Clemson's offense is terrible.
Clemson's offense looked pretty bad Saturday night. And this was a home game for Clemson. Like they should have destroyed LSU. LSU all of a sudden has a defense that's wild.
I well, again, I think it was a combination of that and Clemson's offense just being bad.
All right, but the big question is LSU legit now? Is Garrett Nussmeier? He returned to LSU for a run like this.
I think it's too early.
It's
I
too
think it's
early
just too early to tell.
because like
Nussmeier, like I like the story. He's the guy that waited his turn behind all these five stars, and
yeah,
now it's his time. But I do get the feeling that he's a little like Ty Simpson at Alabama.
he could be. And again, like it's not like LSU has a crazy. It's not like LSU has a cupcake of a schedule either. Like they
No,
gotta play Florida. They gotta play Ole Miss. They gotta play
Florida
South
looked
Carolina.
good.
Florida looked good. DJ Lagway might be the answer to keeping for Billy Napier keeping his job.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I
The
mean again,
Florida's back. That's my take of the week.
Florida's back.
Florida is back.
I like it. Go Gators.
Go Gators, go Seminoles.
Go. Yeah, the Knowles. It's a good time to be. All Florida went 3-0 this week.
Oh yeah, Southern Florida won, didn't they?
They went 4-0. Then
Did
the state.
UCF win too?
Did UCF win?
I
Uh,
who are you referring to? You talking about FAU?
I was talking when I said they went 3-0. I was talking about FSU, Florida, and Miami.
I know that, yeah, that's true. I'm listening to all the irrelevant schools. I know FAU lost. They played Maryland.
UCF football. They did win. They beat Jack State.
Jack State is kind of relevant, you know? Deion
Yeah,
Sanders.
that's Jackson State.
Is that not what you said?
No, this is Jacksonville State. It's the
Oh,
Jackson.
Jacksonville State.
Yeah, Jack State as the kids call it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Jackson State is not relevant anymore once Dion left. But let's talk about Colorado. They looked awful against Georgia Tech. That was some of the worst 1 minute offense I've ever seen.
Look, I mean, Deion knew what he was doing with his sons, and I kind of think he no longer really cares.
I think he cared about Shador. I think he cared about Travis.
And Shiloh.
Yeah, and I just think now he just like doesn't care as much.
Exactly. But here's another. I'll give you another hot take of mine.
I like it.
George Sanders is going to be the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
That is a bold take. I like it.
Shador was an unbelievable quarterback. He was essentially the same exact team, minus Travis Hunter, which understand is a big part of it. But the offensive line was horrendous. Shador pulled all those wins and all those yards and all those touchdowns, essentially just running for his life. He then goes to the NFL preseason. Four of the five offensive linemen that he played with were waived. They're no longer in the NFL. He still puts up like 200 yards and two touchdowns. The guy is a baller. He's good. I don't understand why no one drafted him until the fifth round at all. I'm so angry at the Dolphins. It's going to be another story. The Dolphins missed out on another generational QB. There's no reason for them not to draft him. Tua will go down in week 2 or 3, like he always does. Hopefully he retires from the NFL. I'm going on a huge tangent here,
I
but
like
I'm
it.
very upset about
It's
the
a good
Dolphins
segue
not
to the
drafting
NFL.
Shador.
It's a good segue to the NFL. You're a
Yeah.
Dolphins fan, as I recall.
Yes.
You're not high on the
Unfortunate.
Dolphins, it seems like.
There's going to be a high about it's the same team. We're going 9 and we're gonna be fighting for a 9-8 at the end of the year. Best case scenario, they sneak into the playoffs and lose by 30 to Buffalo. Worst case, Tua goes down again and they miss the playoffs. It's like the range is small. There's like the ceiling is low, is what I would say.
About 5 minutes left. Let's talk about let's. What are some teams in the NFL that you think are going to surprise you or surprise us?
Surprise us. I think that we're all going to be surprised by Jacksonville.
All right.
I think that, but not in a good way. I think they're going to be as bad as they were last year.
Okay. That's
Um,
not where I thought that was going, but
no, well, it wouldn't be that hot of a take if they were going to be good. A lot of people think they're going to be good. I just don't think Trevor Lawrence is the answer. I don't think Doug Peterson is the guy over there.
Doug
I think
Peterson's
they're
not
going
the
to be
coach
bad.
anymore.
No,
It's
I
Liam
think the
Cohen,
Raiders are going to be good.
Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly together. I think that's a great combo.
And I like Geno Smith. The guy's just kind of a winner.
He is. He's won. I mean, he didn't win on the Jets, but he won in Seattle, and I think him and Pete Carroll together is a good combo.
I agree.
He's not
I
like
think
an overly like he's not like a crazy athletic quarterback by any means,
no.
but he's a game manager, and I think
Mhm.
Ashton Genty is the real deal.
He looks like he's gonna be. That's like the big question mark in my mind. But if they can get those two guys going, I think they'll have a really good year. Um, who else? I think I'm high on the Vikings. This is biased
You're a
because
little biased,
I'm a
yeah.
big time JJ McCarthy fan. But the coaching staff was confident enough to let Sam Darnold go, who just went what like 13-4 last season with
Yeah,
the Vikings. And they had another who else did they have? They had was it Daniel? No. Who was their backup who was also kind of good?
I don't remember.
Whatever. They had another guy that was kind of good, but they also let go. In comes JJ McCarthy. Here's a stat that I think everybody kind of overlooks is W's and losses. For some reason, and like NFL scouts don't care about wins and losses in college. But I think there's something to be said about being a winner. JJ McCarthy is the winningest quarterback in college football history. I think he's going to win in the NFL. He's going to do the same exact thing. But we'll see. He's in a good offense, good receivers. Jay Jettas, Hawkinson is good. I'm excited.
Uh,
Dalvin Cook,
Dalvin
I'm
Cook's
excited.
not. Dalvin Cook's
No,
back on the Vikes.
no, he's not. He's not been there for a while. Who,
Yeah,
who, who's the running back again?
I don't even know.
Whatever,
All
doesn't
right, before
matter.
I let you go, Super Bowl pick. We have a competition every year. So
Okay,
I have mine Eagles over Bills.
interesting. I think I I was actually going to say the exact opposite. I think Bills over Eagles.
All right. Bills over Eagles.
Josh Allen's due.
He is due. And the city of Buffalo is due.
I agree. You always love a blue collar city winning a Super Bowl.
It's a great if you're talking about great sports town, Buffalo is a great sports town.
Agreed.
Drink a
Agreed.
couple of Labatt blue lights. You drink the shots out of the bowling ball.
The tailgates are electric.
You jump into a fire table.
Yeah, I love watching it.
It's an A+ sports town, and I will admit the Buffalo Sabres games are pretty fun too.
I am
Um,
actually totally forgot about them.
uh, let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. I know we had some technical difficulties, but this has been awesome. Always great to have you on the show. Talk some ball. You're welcome back whenever you want.
I appreciate it, Freddie. I'll see you soon.
All right. See you soon. Got it. Not the most exciting weekend of college football coming up. A lot of one-sided matchups, a lot of FCS versus FBS teams. But we do have some good games, and it all starts Saturday at high noon with Iowa and Iowa State. This is always a fun game, and I think Iowa State is going to win, but I expect a closer game than other people would think. But the sneaky good game of the early slot, in my opinion, is going to be Illinois and Duke. Illinois is ranked way too high, in my opinion. They're ranked number 11. but they're only favored by 2.5 points against an unranked Duke team. This is a good early season game to see if Illinois is for real, because I don't think they're for real. I think they're going to be out of the top 25 in a matter of weeks. In the afternoon, we got an SEC matchup, Kentucky Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is favored, but this is the type of game they would absolutely lose. And Kentucky has nothing to lose, so I expect a close game. And I think this is a game that we're going to have on upset alert the entire afternoon. Also in the afternoon, we got Oregon taking on Oklahoma State. Should be an easy win for the Ducks. Oklahoma State's simply not as good as they used to be. And obviously, the big game everyone's excited for Saturday night, Oklahoma, Michigan. Both teams underperformed last year. This is a great opportunity to get an early signature win. I'm very excited for this game. I'm curious to see how Bryce Underwood plays. I'm curious to see how John Mattier plays. This is going to be a fun game. I will be watching. All right, moving to the NFL. Since it's week one, we're going to do every game. The season starts on Thursday night with defending champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the Cowboys. The Cowboys' offseason was a nightmare, and with the departure of Michael Parsons, I expect them to be no match for the Eagles, and the Eagles are just clearly the better team. I'm expecting the Cowboys to get embarrassed Thursday night. On Friday, we got a fun one down in Sao Paulo, Brazil, with the Chiefs and the Chargers. I just hope the playing field's actually good this year because last year the grass was terrible. It's why the Packers lost. It's why Jordan Love got injured. As for this year, I'm curious to see how good the Chargers are and what it would mean for their season if they could beat the Chiefs week one. I'm expecting a very good game here. Moving into Sunday, Dolphins taking on the Colts. I think both teams are going to be bad this year. As for the Colts, Daniel Jones, why are you starting him? I hope he plays bad enough they put in Anthony Richardson, who they should be starting, in my opinion. Still can't believe they're giving up on him that quickly. As for Dolphins, I think the offense is going to regress. The defense isn't much to write home about. I expect a sloppy game between these two teams. Next up, we got the Jets and the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers taking on his former team. Justin Fields going up against his old team. I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win. They always do, but I expect a close game with a big defensive play at the end for the Steelers to seal it. Next up, we got the Jaguars and Panthers. I'm curious to see how the Jaguars play with new coach Liam Cohn. As for the Panthers, maybe this is the year Bryce Young figures it out because we saw flashes last year after he was benched. But I also don't expect this to be a very good game, so I will not be watching this one. Next up, we got the Cardinals and Saints, another game I definitely won't be watching. Well, it's before Call of Duty comes out, so I expect a good version of Kyler Murray. As for the Saints, with Spencer Rattler at helm, they're not going anywhere. I expect the Cardinals to blow them out of the water. We got a division battle with the Commanders and Giants. I'm curious to see how Russell Wilson plays for Giants because he is getting old. I'm personally ready for Jameis Winston because he's way more entertaining to watch. As for the Commanders, we will see if last year was a fluke or Jane Daniels is the real deal. I do think the Commanders win this game easily, but I'm curious to see how the Commanders play throughout the season because they were very good last year, better than anyone I would have expected. So I'm curious if they can keep that momentum going. We got another division game with the Falcons and Buccaneers. I'm curious to see how Michael Penix does in his first full season as starting quarterback. I'm curious if he can turn Kyle Pitts into a good tight end. This game could mean a lot down the road because these are the two contenders for this division, in my opinion. And I think this game will have significant playoff implications down the road. Next up, we had the Browns and the Bengals. The Bengals need to start strong this year, but the Browns have always had their number. I'm curious to see how Joe Flacco will be at his age. He's playing against a bad defense, so don't be surprised if he goes off for like 3 touchdowns. But let's not get fooled. He's still very old. The final early slot of this game is the Patriots and the Raiders. Both teams beginning new eras, and I'm curious to see how good the Raiders are with Pete Carroll on the sidelines. I'm also really excited to see Ashton Jeanty because I think he's going to dominate the ground in this game. As for the Patriots, it comes down to Drake May and how much he has improved this offseason. Moving the afternoon, we got a fun one with the 49ers and Seahawks. 49ers, I think, are going to be a solid team, but the big question is how well will they? The big question is, will they stay healthy? As for the Seahawks, I'm curious to see how Sam Darnold will play, having an unexpectedly good season last year. I'm curious to see how he will do without Kevin McConnell in a new system. I think Sam Darnold's going to regress a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jalen Milroe some point during the season. Next up, Broncos and Titans. This is Cam Ward's first game, and it's against one of the best defenses in the league. Wouldn't be surprised if he throws 3 picks. As for the Broncos, I think the offense is going to be a lot better this year with Bo Nix in his second year. Next up, Texas Rams. The Rams are starting Matthew Stafford, but I'm curious how they do without Cooper Kupp. As for the Texans, I'm curious how good they will be because I think they're going to win this division. Someone has to win the AFC South. But will they win the division because they're like Super Bowl contenders, or are they going to win this division just because someone had to win it? That's the big question with the Texans. And finally, in the afternoon, we got the Packers taking on Lions. Big game for me. Packers did beat the Lions last year, so this game's personal for me. Micah Parsons might have to get an injection to play, but if he does, which I expect him to do, I anticipate him being a game wrecker. As for the Lions, their offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. So it's really going to come down to the Packers if they can compete with the high powered offensive Lions. I have faith in Jordan Love. I think he's going to have a great season. I also think the Packers rushing attack with Josh Jacobs is unstoppable. On Sunday night, we got a playoff rematch for the Bills and Ravens. This is going to be the best game of the day by far, and I expect a high scoring game. I'm excited to see Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, all the stars come out on Sunday night. And I think whoever's defense shows up will win the game. And on Monday night, we got a fun one with the Bears taking on the Vikings. The Vikings are a big mystery this year with J.J. McCarthy starting at quarterback. But if we know one thing, Ken McConnell always finds a way to get the most out of a quarterback. As for the Bears, it comes down to Caleb Williams. Can he deliver on a big stage? He's got the supporting cast to do it, but it comes down to how he plays. That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week. Big Fred, over and out.